Alrighty, here we are for number 12. Where is the circumcenter of any given triangle? It is the intersection of the perpendicular bisectors. In number 13, name the point of concurrency of the angle bisectors. So what I did with the highlighter is make sure that I highlighted the two angle bisectors that are here. This one that's not highlighted is a median. So these two lines intersect at point C. For a triangle, list the respective names of the points of concurrency. So when we have the meeting place of all three perpendicular bisectors, it's called the circumcenter. Angle bisectors is the incenter. Medians, centroid, lines containing the altitudes is the orthocenter. I started 15 and 16 because these are definitely things in that unit that are important that you know for the final exam. If we have two sides of a triangle, lengths 10 and 15, what must be true about the length of the third side? So how do we find the range? Well, we subtract the two numbers, so 15 minus 10 gives me 5, and we add them. So 10 plus 15 is 25. So I know that the length of the third side has to be between 5 and 25. And again, just a reminder, not 5 and not 25. It doesn't have the equal sign. So between 5 and 25. Number 16. Alrighty, number 16. B is the midpoint of AC and D is the midpoint of CE. So I already have that marked in on my picture. And what that tells us is that this is the mid-segment of this triangle. It's a mid-segment. So we know that that makes these lines parallel. But more importantly, we know that the relationship here is that AE is twice the length of BD, or you could say 2 BDs is equal to 1 AE. So however you want to set that up. I'm going to choose to say that AE, or 4x plus 18, is equivalent to 2 times BD. So 2 times 5x plus 3. So we'll just solve this algebraically. So this side, let's distribute through. Now I'll combine like terms, so I'll move 4x to the other side. Subtract 6. Alrighty, and they just asked us to solve for x, so we are all set. Number 17, another mid-segment problem. So again, T is the midpoint, U is the midpoint. And I marked in the information, RS is 36, and the measure of angle QUT is 85. So, like I said in the last problem, when we know these are mid-segments, I know those are parallel. So we can take care of the angle first. Because this angle over here, QSR, what they're asking for, these are considered corresponding angles. They're in the same position, so I know that they're congruent. So if this angle is 85, so is QSR. Alrighty, and just like the last problem, I know that this length is twice that of TU. So half of 36 is 18. Alrighty. Number 18. Lisa, Bree, and Caleb are meeting at an amusement park. They each enter at a different gate. On this diagram of the park, show where the friends can meet so that each walks the same distance from the gate to their meeting point. Explain. So I want to first remind ourselves what each of these points of concurrency mean. If I want to make sure that they're traveling the same distance, then I want to find a point that's equidistant from the 3 vertices of this triangle, or where the 3 friends are. So if we went through our grid, and hopefully you still have these, we know that the circumcenter is equidistant from the vertices. So what I really need to find are the 3 perpendicular bisectors to meet there. So I'm going to pause and draw that for you, and then that'll be on the picture. Okay, so now I have the circumcenter marked. I've constructed all 3 perpendicular bisectors. Obviously with the multiple choice exam, you're not going to have to construct this, but we know that the circumcenter is going to be equidistant for each of those friends to travel to the same point. Alrighty. Number 19. P, Q, and R are 3 different points, and I have those marked in on this triangle. So list the angles of PQR in order from largest to smallest. So if we know the relationship between the sides, we also know the same relationship holds true between the angles. So if I look at this picture, I can tell that this is going to be my smallest measure, not by the picture, but by its quantity. So x all alone is going to be our smallest value. Obviously, x plus 2 will be the medium value, and 3 times x plus 2 is going to be your largest. So I know that the largest side is opposite to the largest angle. So I want to list this in order of largest to smallest, so that's my largest. Q will come next, and finally, so across from the smallest will be angle P. Alrighty, number 20. Two sides of a triangle have lengths 6 and 8. What lengths are possible for the third side? So again, as we just saw on the last page, I know that to find the range of the third side, I'm going to subtract these values. So 8 minus 6 is 2, and then I'm going to add the values. So 8 plus 6 is 14. So the length can be anywhere between 2 and 14. Number 21. The ratio of length to width in a rectangle is 3 to 1. So I marked this in my picture as 3x is the length and 1x is the width. So no matter what, the ratio is 3 to 1. If the perimeter of the rectangle is 136 feet, what is the length of the rectangle? So if I want the perimeter of this, I know that I'm taking the sum of all the sides, which is equivalent to 2 times 3x plus 1x, or 2 times 4x, which is 8x. So this is equivalent to the perimeter, so I replaced 136 there. When I divide by 8, I get 17, and the question actually asks for the length of the rectangle, which we know is 3x, so 3 times 17 is 51. Number 22. Are the polygons similar? If they are, write a similarity statement and give the scale factor. In triangle QRS, QR is equal to 4, RS is equal to 15, and the measure of angle R is equal to 36. In triangle UVT, VT is 8, TU is 32, and the measure of angle T is 36. Now I have a picture to represent both of those triangles, triangle QRS and UVT. So we know that one of the methods to prove if two triangles are similar is side angle side. Sorry, I had to make sure it was similarity. So I notice I do have corresponding congruent angles, at least this set, and this is set up for side angle side. How do I know which sides to compare to one another? Well, obviously I'm going to put the smallest side here with the smallest angle. So 4 is to 8 as 15 is to 32. So do these scale factors reduce to the same thing? Hopefully we can see that this is 1/2 and this is definitely not 1/2. So these are not going to be equivalent. So not similar. They do not have the same scale factor.